Hey everybody, Jason back again. This is going to be, I guess you could call it part 2 of Swedish Voluntary Corps. Markajärvi, Finland, 2nd of March 1940. Talked briefly about this in the last video. The Russians need to make sure that there are no good order Swedish troops on or adjacent to this crossroads by the end of this 6-turn scenario. Doesn't look like it should be too much of a problem for the Russians, considering how many there are. Started down here and began moving their way up through deep snow. It is also extreme winter conditions. What does that mean? That means in deep snow, there's a plus 0.5 movement penalty for each hex, so you can't move as far as quickly. On turn 3, I'm currently at getting ready to start turn 4. On turn 3, had some Russian reinforcements come from the, I guess we could call this the east. They are ski capable, so they can ignore the 0.5 movement penalty. They will be able to just catch up and rush right up fairly rapidly. The extreme winter conditions in this scenario primarily affect breakdown numbers on support weapons, as you can see or not see. I have a Finnish light machine gun here that broke down. May not have otherwise done so, but it did because of the conditions. Also, there's some things that will affect broken units that don't rally in buildings or something like that. I have to look it up again. I'm not going to do that right now, but it's very interesting. It's not often that, as much as I profess to like all things winter and snow within war games, it isn't too often that I have dealt with deep snow and extreme winter conditions. What else do we have here? We have the Swedish units are stealthy, so I think when it comes to close combat under various conditions, they could be more likely to ambush Russians in close combat. And then we have, is that about it? Yeah, I think that's it. And again, this really worked out nicely because I took a major chance on having not play tested this and balance and all that, but it's coming down to the wire. It's actually working out pretty nicely. The Russians should be getting here just in time. They haven't been farting around. They've been pushing forward. Let's see, I've lost, as far as casualties, I've lost half of a Swedish squad. Looks like a couple Russian squads. I did have a Russian half squad benefit from field promotion and turn into a 6+1 leader. Correct me in the notes below if I've done that incorrectly. I also have a Russian leader and a Russian half squad that were broken in the last turn, suffered desperation morale, and could not successfully rally, so they're kind of screwed. Especially since you have the extreme winter condition rule, which I need to take into account when I turn this camera off. I haven't done that yet. But that's what we're looking at. All the Swedish units are also ski capable. They've been fairly stationary. No reason to move them. I like where they're at. But when it comes down to the very end of this scenario, I will need to push one or more of them adjacent to or on this crossroads hex. Anything else I'm forgetting? I think that's it. Snipers have been quiet. I rolled one Swedish sniper activation so far, which resulted in nothing. Oh, and I also had that Swedish squad here that was killed, so forgot to add that. Other than that, it's working out nicely. I don't know if I will go so far as to do this, but I would like to make what I've done here available to others if they were so curious, but then that would mean providing things that you would typically only be able to get if you were to purchase the Swedish Volunteers pack, and that you really should only have this board if you purchase the old school tactical Ghost Front expansion. So I don't know if I can share this stuff with you guys legally, but it's been a lot of fun, and we've got 3 turns to go. So we're about halfway through here. Russians are up next, and just same strategy. Keep pushing forward, overwhelm them with speed and numbers, and there's going to be some casualties along the way, but there are a significant amount of, there's no shortage of squads here. We got it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 good order squads, and we have a few that if they rally, that's just more. And then we've got a bunch of ski troops moving up. So I like what it's turning into. The excitement is building. So maybe at the end of this scenario, I'll catch up with you guys again and let you know what happened. All right. Have a good night.